All right, YouTube. Mike Tyson names his top five current fighters. Um, I forgot who asked him the question. It slips my mind, but I know Mike Tyson gave pretty much his own pound for pound list down there, and he named his top five fighters who are all world champions or former world champions. And the first person on his list is David Benavidez. You know, uh, I wanted to put a video of Dave on this shit, but I couldn't find a good one that I like. So he said David Benavidez was his favorite number one on his list. David Benavidez is a great fighter. David Benavidez is also one of my favorite fighters. I like how David Benavidez move in the sport. He wants to fight any and everybody. He wants to make the most money and he wants to be a champion. Um, he been calling out Canelo for like 3 years at the moment. He been calling him out for 3, 4, 5 years. I'm not sure, but all I know is he lost his belt on the scales, I believe. And then Canelo Alvarez took his belt and never gave him a chance to fight back for it, which is why he keep calling Canelo out because Canelo on some bullshit. But the thing is, David Benavidez, he got so much heart, he got so much talent and courage, and he got the look, the aesthetic. When you think of a Mexican fighter, you think of a guy on the shorter side who come forward and fight aggressive, but David Benavidez is that times 10. I believe he's half Mexican, half Ecuadorian, but he big. He a big dude, but he big and fast. He like people call him a machine gun because how fast he could punch and how big he is. He like a big ass machine gun, and he got that aesthetic. You know what I mean? He just looked the part. Like he looked like a fighter who nasty, who mean, and that's why people love to watch him because they a lot of Mexicans. If the Mexican people want somebody that can represent their culture, I would tell them use David Benavidez because he's not turning down any fights. He going after the biggest names. He fighting the guys that people scared to fight, and he gonna fight to the death with them dudes. And if I was Mexican, David Benavidez would be my favorite fighter. He definitely up there with me, but he's not my top one. But number two, Mike Tyson got Gervonta Tank Davis. Gervonta Tank Davis is a pound for pound talent. The only thing with Gervonta Davis is I question his heart and his um ambition because Gervonta Davis, if you ask me, he the best of the four kings, up there with Shakur. But he hasn't fought any. He's only fought one, and it's Ryan. He arguably fought the worst of the four kings in Ryan Garcia. And I don't mean Ryan is the worst talent wise. Ryan is the worst heart wise. Tank fought the dude he knew he was gonna be the easiest fight. He fought a dude with good talent, but he didn't have the heart. Everybody else got a better mixture of talent and heart in them divisions. But Tank Davis fought the dude with a lot of talent and no heart. He gonna quit if it get hard, and he gonna cheat if he versus a tough opponent. We've seen it. We've seen this happen. Um, but Gervonta Tank Davis is Mike Tyson's second favorite fighter. I respect it. Gervonta Tank Davis is a hell of a fighter. If he in a ring with you, he got no other choice but to go to war with you. And he's so good, and he don't like to lose, and he real competitive. He real mean, bro. He mean spirited, and that's what you need. You need part of that if you're gonna be a fighter, a real deal hard head fighter. Um, Mike Tyson's third favorite fighter is again who I mentioned, Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson is perhaps the most defensively sound boxer in all of boxing because Shakur Stevenson not gonna fight you. He's not gonna sit in the middle of the ring and doing what Errol Spence and Terence doing. Nah, he gonna get on that outside and he gonna pick you apart and piss you off because you can't touch him. I don't know if y'all ever played a fighting game, but he just there's certain dudes who can anticipate your offense and block you or counter you before you even swing because they know what you're gonna do. And that's Shakur Stevenson. He can predict what you're gonna do. He can counter punch, catch and shoot. He can step back, get out of range, and he can make it real hard for you to hit him while hitting you from the outside at his will. So Shakur is perhaps the most technical boxer in all of boxing. In fact, I did a little research on Shakur. Shakur is an eight-time gold medalist in boxing, like eight-time gold medalist. As a youth growing up, Shakur has eight gold medals to his name, bro. The dude is a hellified boxer. Um, I think he gives Tank Davis a run for his money, bro, because his plus minus, his hitting don't get hit ratio is the best in boxing. So he'll piss Tank off. And I think Shakur can fight how Frank Martin fought for 12 straight rounds because Frank got tired. I don't think Shakur will get tired doing what Frank Martin was doing. Frank Martin got tired and got on the ropes. If Shakur wants to, he can get on his bike for 12 rounds and make life for Tank a living hell. That's why they don't want to fight him because they know they're gonna have to earn it. Um, and Mike Tyson's fourth person on the list. When I said mean spirited, I think mean spirited is Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford real mean spirited, and especially if he losing, he get real mad. Terence Crawford can do any and everything in the ring, and that's what makes him so dynamic. He can box. You see him biting on the inside, being defensive. He can catch and jab with you, fight on the inside, be defensive, punch, and he can be mean spirited when he have to be. But this dude is a complete boxer, bro. I'm surprised Mike don't have him as his number one, but it is what it is. But Terence Crawford is a hella fine boxer. I'm surprised he fell all the way to number four on the list. But I guess Mike just like people who more dynamic or more polarizing, which is why he chose David, Tank, and Shakur as his top three. But Terence Crawford is the best boxer in the world, pound for pound. If you give him the same size and height as anybody in the world, I think he'll beat them. Or any boxer in the world, I think he'll beat them. I think he beats Usyk if he was big enough. I think he beats David if he was big enough. I think he beats Inoue if he was that small. I think he beats anybody pound for pound. And that's the reason why he's so respected, because people his size know that they in for hell. It's gonna be hell on earth in the ring with Terence Crawford, because he ready to die in that ring. And he not only is he ready to die, he got the heart, but he got the skills. When you combine them two things, you get somebody that's hell to deal with. Which is why Errol Spence, known for having heart, is Mike Tyson's fifth option. Errol Spence, the guy on the left of the screen, he got as much heart as Terence. He just don't have the skills that Terence has, which is why Terence came out on top. Errol Spence went out on his shield. He showed that he's ready to fight, get in there and blend it with anybody. And it's Mike Tyson's fifth favorite fighter. Top five fighters. Mike Tyson says Errol is underrated. At one point, Errol Spence was very overrated. A lot of people had him beating Bud, but I even had him beating Bud, but I had to get outside of my emotions and look logically and just see that Bud style. He can do so many things. Errol Spence can't fight going backwards. He can't fight going laterally. He can't switch stances. Terence Crawford could do all this, and Terence Crawford is mean as shit. So but Errol Spence is still a dog. He gave Terence Crawford all he can handle. He made life hard as shit on Terrence, bro. I think Errol Spence beats a lot of the guys at 54. Not off of skills, but straight heart. I think he could break them. I don't think they're willing to go as far as he went. I don't think a lot of the guys willing to go as far. But I wish he wasn't so inactive, bro. He remind me of Michael Thomas, how inactive he is. Michael Thomas, he played for the Saints, or he played for the Saints at one point. Best receiver in the league, but he's so inactive now that it's like, damn, he's so inactive. But yeah, man, this Mike Tyson top five. I agree with most of them, but I have a few people in my top five personally. But it's a subjective list, so it is what it is. It's not really based off criteria. It's just based off who you like and who you don't like. So let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe, and share this. Till next time.